Hey team, this is video 5 on how to set some of the effective goals and resolutions this year. Sort of branching off from some of the previous videos. This one is about making sure that you continue to make progress. So it can become very easy to remain stagnant with your training, or your diet, what you're doing. I've used the example previously, losing 10 kg, okay? And really what you should be doing is progressing all the time. And I guess being a PT, weightlifting is a really great example for me to use. Every single time I do a workout, I either increase the weights and or the repetitions for the exercise that I'm doing, of course, unless I'm deloading, which doesn't happen often enough. Okay, so for example, the weights that you're lifting in 4 months' time for people who want to lose 10 kilos and do start going to the gym or increase their frequency at the gym, you want to track what you're doing. So you want to make sure you write down what you're doing in a notebook, or if you have a personal trainer, your personal trainer should be keeping track of what they're making you do, for legal reasons and for progress purposes. If they're not doing that, just they have no fucking clue what they're doing. Yeah, what you're doing in 4 months' time, for example, should not be exactly what you're doing now. You should have not only different exercises, but the weights and the repetitions should also have increased, okay? So, for example, I change my accessory work every 4 to 8 weeks. I probably don't change it enough, to be perfectly honest. But as I did mention, either the weights or the repetitions, sometimes both, increase every single session. And that's how I have managed to make a great deal of progress, especially in my compound movements over the past 2 years especially. Constantly striving to make progress. Not necessarily focusing on perfection, but definitely increasing what I do, okay? So if you're lifting, let's pretend you're doing 5 kilos for an exercise, and you're doing maybe 3 or 4 sets of 15, if you are still doing 3 or 4 sets of 15 in 4 weeks' time, you're either not pushing yourself enough, or you started with a weight which is too heavy in the first place, or maybe you got injured and had to take a little bit of time off. That's the only real reason why that would happen, that I can think of off the top of my head. Those weights should definitely have increased, or you should be doing far more repetitions. Yeah. Another way to make progress, as I've previously mentioned, you might go from doing, for example, 2 sessions a week at the gym to 3. If you're working with a nutritionist, they might put you on a greater deficit. So if you're currently consuming, let's call it 1,800 calories, just as a nice round figure, you might be down to 1,650 after 6 to 8 weeks of working with them. Things should change. The body responds really well to change. It's just people's thinking that doesn't like change. People have rigid minds, and that will stifle you when it comes to results. Okay, so make progress, aim to make it frequently, and always looking to push yourself a little bit further, a little bit harder to get those gains. Thanks, guys.